Foundation level. Objective 1.23 K2. Distinguish between root cause, error, defect, and failure. Let's check some questions about how to distinguish between root cause, error, defect, and failure. First question. A phone ringing in a neighboring cubicle distracts a programmer, causing him to improperly program the logic that checks the upper boundary of an input variable. Later, during system testing, a tester notices that this input field accepts invalid input values. Which of the following correctly describes an incorrectly coded upper bound? If we analyze the situation, the distraction that the programmer experienced while programming is the root cause. Accepting invalid inputs is a failure. The error or the mistake made by the developer while he was distracted. The problem in the code is a defect caused by the developer's mistake. The root cause is the distraction caused by the phone ringing, which results in the failure due to accepting invalid input values. So the correct answer is D. The incorrectly coded upper bound is the defect. The second question is a long one. If English is not your first language, then you might take some time to read this question. So I recommend leaving it at the end of the exam. You can jump between questions as you like, and there's no special prize if you solve the questions in sequence. Also, every question at the foundation level equals 1 point. So, let's finish the short, straightforward questions first, then look back at the long questions. Now, looking at the second question. For long questions like this one, I usually look at the answer options before reading the long question to know what I should look for while reading the question. The answers here are about failures, root causes, defects, and errors. So, we should analyze the situation while reading it. A designer documents a design for a user interface that does not suitably address disabled users because the designer is tired. The programmer implements the user interface in line with the design, but as they are working under severe time pressure, tiredness of the designer and working under pressure are the root causes. They do not include suitable exception handling in their program code for bonus calculations. Not including suitable exception handling for the bonus calculations is the defect. When the operational system is used, complaints are made by some disabled users about the interface. The wrong user interface is the failure, and the company is subsequently fined by the relevant regulatory authority. The fine is subsequent to the failure. No one notices that bonus calculations are sometimes incorrect. Looking at the answer options. Option A. The miscalculation of bonuses is a failure by the system, not a defect. Option A is not correct. Option B. The fine received for failing to address some disabled users is a failure. This is tricky. The fine is due to the failure but not the failure itself. In other words, the users didn't see the fine in the product, or the product didn't initiate the fine by mistake, but the fine was due to the bad user interface not supporting the disabled user. Option B is not correct. Option C. The programmer working under severe time pressure is a root cause. This is correct. Option D. The design of the user interface includes a designer error. An error or mistake is a human action. The user interface doesn't include the error itself, but the defect due to that error. Option D is not correct. So the correct answer is C.